Hi, it's Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to make 2 different hydrangea wreaths. These are so perfect for really any time of year, but I love them for summer, especially late summer. It just looks so beautiful because hydrangeas are just such a good summer flower. I'm going to be showing you how to make 2 different hydrangea wreaths that are really simple, fast, and easy to make. And I'm showing you 2 because I'm going to be using the 2 most popular colors that I've been using. A mix of white and blue, and then just a white one. They're going to be a little different. So the first one, I'm using these gorgeous hydrangeas. They're different kinds. I've got this mix. It's 3 different stems in this one. This one, which has 2 different bloom heads. One is a little bit larger, but none of these are the huge ones, so they're really easy to work with. And I will have some of these available in my shop while supplies last. If you want to use the exact same thing as me, but if you want to use whatever you can find, that works great too. I'm using a 14-inch grapevine, my favorite hot glue gun, and my favorite hot glue, my favorite wire cutters, of course. So all of my tools, my favorites, are linked in the description below. And then of course, these are from my wholesale suppliers. If you want to know, if you're able to buy wholesale and you want to know, like, Jenny, where do you get all your stuff? I have it linked in the description for my supplier cheat sheet. This is one from one of the newer ones I put on there, but also the new retailers I put in there. If you can't buy wholesale, they offer these as well. So I think you're going to love that new cheat sheet if you haven't grabbed it yet, so you can know all the great places to get great quality florals. So like I said, I'm starting with these and the blue ones. And the next one's going to be all white, but using this and something else. I'll show you that after I'm done with this. So I've already cleaned up my grapevine. Like I said, it's 14 inches. This is going to make about a 20-inch wreath. Because the hydrangeas are a little more compact, we're not going to be making the wreath quite as large as if we had lots of greenery that could stick out further. This is going to be a very bloom-heavy wreath. So I'm starting with 4 bundles of this white. I think that's about how much I will need. I'm just guessing. And I'm just going to leave the leaves on it really fast. All right, so now I have, each of my bundles has 3 heads, and they're a little bit smaller. You can fluff them up if you like. They're really durable material, which is great, and they've got leaves on them. So I'm just going to cut this. We've got pretty large-ish stems, so you don't want a grapevine that's too tight. I'm just going to place them along the grapevine, like so, kind of at an angle, and then angle it up a little bit. Because these stems aren't super bendy, you can cut them a little smaller. And I'm just going to put them loosely all around the grapevine. And we don't want it to be perfect. We want it to be like loose and natural looking. And yes, this does use a lot of them, but it makes such a good impact for such a high-end hydrangea wreath. And hydrangea wreaths have just been so popular this year, especially the white and the blue. Okay, now I'm going to grab a couple more bundles. So 6 total, but the quality of this is so good. This is a wreath that can last you for many years to come, and it's going to look nice and fresh. What does my husband say? He says, buy it nice or buy it twice. I love that. So I think if you buy good quality florals, you're going to have a wreath that looks so good for many years to come. All right, and when you're doing this, you want to be careful not to do what I did right here. See how it kind of lines up? It's almost going to look like a stripe. So I want to make sure those are mixed up a little bit when I add the other flowers in because I don't want it to look stripy. I'm gonna move that one. It doesn't look like a stripe. Okay, so here we have all the white in there. I'm gonna add one more piece, just one, maybe right here. But this is a little bit bigger than a 14-inch grapevine. It's more like 15 inches. So if you have a regular 14-inch grapevine, that's not a lot bigger, you're gonna be just fine with 6 of these bundles. Here's how it looks so far. Fun, right? Love it. Now we're gonna add in our blue hydrangeas, and these are totally a different kind, but they are Real Touch. They're so pretty. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 stems right now. I may need to add more. We'll see. We'll start with 5. So I'm just gonna add in, I'll probably need more than 5. But I'm gonna add in these just in between, filling in the gaps. Some are big, some are small, so we're just going to rotate a little bit, but make it look natural. Just fill in those gaps. Look how just beautifully it fills in. I absolutely love this. So pretty. Okay, I grabbed 5 more. I don't think I'm gonna need all 5. I'll probably start with 3. Okay, now that we have the flowers in, we're just gonna take a step back, look at everything, see what we need to fluff up. We don't want it to look perfect. This is one that's supposed to look really natural and not perfect. However, there may be some things you want to just change. I love these because you can like really fluff them and they do look really great. So I'm fluffing, making it all look so cute. I love it so much. Like you can see right here, there's a little more white. You know, it's not, you don't want it to be absolutely perfect. I like having a little bit of, not imperfections, but making it look super natural. So cute. I love it. How fun is that? Okay, I'm just gonna add a couple more pieces for funsies, just to fill in a couple spots. So cute. I just needed to fill in that one spot, and I absolutely love this wreath. So cute. It feels real, and up close it just looks so good. I love it. So this is wreath number 1. Now I need to clean up my grapevine number 2 really quick. Going to tighten it up with some of my bind wire. If you can tighten up a grapevine with some bind wire, it makes the wreath making process go by a little faster, so you don't have to wait for the glue to dry. You just place your items in and you're ready to go. If you've been making wreaths with grapevines, you know that no grapevine is perfect. And if you found one, it's going to be a while before you find another perfect grapevine. So we've got these little things we do to make them nice and easier to work with. And this is probably my favorite of all of the things. It's just adding a little bit of bind wire. Okay, for this wreath, we're using the same hydrangeas as the first one. So I've got like 5.5 bundles here. We used 6 in the last wreath, but I also have a couple of these blossom stems. I love these. They look just like hydrangeas up here. And these are great because they make a really good filler. So they're going to fill in the gaps. So we're starting with 2. We'll see how many we need. And I'm going to do the same thing I did for the first wreath by placing these in and out. This is more of an actual 14-inch grapevine, so we might not need quite as many of the hydrangeas. I'm going to start with 4.5. We'll see if we need the last one. All right, I am using this last bundle, so I'm using just under 6 bundles because one of them wasn't a full bundle. All right, now that I've got the wreath covered with these hydrangeas, it looks so good from the side too. That's one of the reasons I like placing it in sideways for this particular style. It looks so natural. And then filling it in is going to be easier, I think, because we don't have to worry about balancing the color as much because it's all white. And then these fill in the gaps really, really well. So I feel like this is actually easier than the first wreath. But all I'm doing is I'm taking apart the pieces how they are on the stem, so making little picks out of them. Some of them are really skinny stems. And I love these because they're so bendy. They're so beautiful. These also would look absolutely gorgeous in a vase all on their own too. Like you could have your beautiful hydrangea wreath and then put some of these in a vase, and then you can bend the stems however you like. It's so pretty. I'm just going to do one stem at a time. And we're going to have to fit in more in here. And what you want to do is you place glue on the stem like we always do. Put it in the grapevine and just kind of rearrange the flowers so they fill in all the gaps. So we're going to be putting a few in between each of the stems we placed. But they are larger flower heads, and I love how they give a little bit of depth and dimension to this wreath because they go in at varying heights, which I think looks so good. See how that just fills in really, really well? I love it. So I'm just going to continue filling in the gaps with this, moving things around so they just blend everything. And then when we're done, we can work on the finished shape of everything. These are such an amazing filler flower. I love them. So pretty. So good so far. I love it. I grabbed a couple more. So I'm guessing I'll be using 4 total of these. These are so nice. These are one of my favorite items this year. Look at the veining on the inside. It just looks so real. I love these. Just placing in between all of these. You know, you can move the flower heads around. I love these stems. They're just so versatile. They just weave in between everything and just fill it out so perfectly. That's why I think this wreath is a little bit easier to make than the first one. Although really, they're both pretty easy to make. I don't know about you, but I've been known to panic when I have company coming over and that haven't been to my house before, or it's been a while and I want my front door to look nice and I don't have a wreath up. I'll whip up something really quick that looks pretty. These are great ones because they only take about, 15 to 20 minutes to make if you're in the zone. So I have been known to do that quite a bit actually. All right, now that I've done everything, I'm just going to fill in a few spots to round it out because I don't always get it perfect the first time around. Let's just see where we need it. It actually looks really good. I love it. Wow, this is so cute. There's the back, side, front, and I love how this one is not, it has all the texture and dimension in it. It's not just one, lump. I love it so much. All right, so here's the other wreath. Let me show you the first one so you compare the two. All right, here is the blue and white, and then here is the white. Oh my gosh, I love both of them for different reasons. Let me know which one of these wreaths is your favorite. I have all the supplies for them while they last anyway in my shop. Gosh, these are so pretty. I love them. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you can see how easy it is to make these. And they're going to last a really long time. Let me know which one of these is more your style and if you're going to make one. All right, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.